was awesome. Clint Freeman's going to come across with the P13, and we will just wait now for Buck Wild to make his way through the final chicane. He's doing. Race Tech is behind him. Of course, first place is HPR. Buck Wild will come across in P2. I'm just going to wait for him to come around this big long corner. Out of there he goes. Coming out of Coca-Cola, and Buck Wild will come through in P2. Congratulations, Race Tech in P3. 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 Congratulations, Race Tech in P3.
Good evening, race fans. Pirate here, joining me now for Season 5, Division 2, and it's round number 6 of the GT Champions World Cup. This evening we are in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT3, and we're at the wonderful Nürburgring GP track. What an awesome racetrack that is. Now, we've already seen D1 and D3 drop in their races, but now it's time for where the real action is. We all know it. We all know that the big action happens right here in Division 2. And it's really hotting up at the top of the table at the moment. And we'll come out of that and go into the screen right here. You know who I'm Open Pirate from Black Flag Racing TV. Round number 6 is about to start. Let's have a little run through what's going on this evening. First of all, this is the grid. This is how we're looking and lining up for this evening. We're in the DBR9, the GR3 version, of course. We're at the Nürburgring GP. It is 2 mandatory tyres, 1 set of racing soft, 1 set of racing mediums. They have a pit window. That pit window lasts for 20 minutes between 50 minutes in and 50 minutes to the end, 70 to 50 essentially. That's the only time you can change out your tyres. That's the only time you can put on fuel. If you pit outside that time, it's to repair your broken car. Trust me guys, don't break your car here. It will cost you so much time. And listen, the DB9 has very spongy brakes. So pick your brake points and don't go mentally into turn 1. It's going to be the mantra of the day. We'll see how it goes. So this is how we're going to line up. Magic Cook is going to line up on pole with Kawazuri of High Pre just behind him on row 1. Row 2 is Toto Wolff, not the real one, with another High Pre driver in Jazz Gaming. Nuke from Sector 7 and Joey Cannoli from RWB will be on row 3. Kaizan of Black Flag, of course, is with Nico on row 4. I know they've had some great battles, those two. Looking forward to seeing how that pans out. Rusty Maggots, the current joint championship leader, is on row 5 with his teammate Blocky Rex. Monkey Man Macho would be lining up in 11th, but unfortunately for him, he's got a massive problem with the force feedback on his wheel, and it's causing unknown problems. Well, it's unknown, the known. The problems are the wheel, it doesn't work, but untold problems with driving and making driving incredibly uncomfortable. He's already had to pull out of 1 race today. He's really been struggling the last couple of weeks with the wheel not quite working as planned, so he has pulled out of racing this evening. Next is Karama. Now Karama from my side, I've heard some great things about him. I've not seen him race yet, but he has been moved up from what I believe to be D4 to race in this division, and from what I understand it, he was absolutely dominating in D4. So we'll see just how it works out. Now he's moving up into D1 with the D2 with the big boys. This could be a very interesting race if what I've heard about Karama is true. Apparently this guy is very quick, so we will see. I'm blowing him up now. If he's rubbish, I'm going to look pretty stupid. Colin will be essentially 12th. The Truth, you can't handle The Truth. He is joint at the top of the leaderboard with Rusty Maggots. He will be in 13th on the grid, and 14th on the grid is Newton from Nola Racing. And I want to extend my thanks to Newton. He jumped in today to help us out. We had a 12-hour around Bathurst today. Black Flag did. We had a couple of teams in there. Unfortunately, we lost a driver, or in fact our first stint driver in the BMW M6, which was going to throw us right in the proverbial, shall we say. And he jumped in lastminute.com, no practice, and put in a fabulous stint and helped the team get to 2 great finishes today in that race. Maybe we'll talk about it. No, of course I'm going to talk about it later. That's what I do. So that's what we're looking at from the grid. Moving swiftly on from the grid. What happened last time out? That was your podium last time out. Rusty Maggots was second to The Truth. That's what levelled up the leaderboard, with Colin coming home a really good performance in 3rd position. The results looked a little bit like something else. Where they gone? My results aren't working. We'll come back to that. That's the standings after round number 5. Screw the results. We've got top 3. No one else matters. So both on 72 points, both from RWB Racing. The Truth and Rusty Maggots joint at the top of the tree, 72 points apiece. Kaizan from Black Flag and Monkey Man, 50 and 49 respectively. Monkey Man, of course, not racing today. He's not going to get to close that gap down. Kawazuri of Hyperi on 47 points, joint with Joey Cannoli of RWB and Karama, who brings half his points up with him. Jumps straight in at 7, essentially joint fourth. Joint fourth with Kawazuri and Joey Cannoli. Blocky Rex, just 1 point behind on 46. Then we've got Colin with 39. Good performance last week, pushed him right up that order. Newt with 36. Toto Wolf, not the real one, on 35. And Checky, who started out really strong in this tournament, but he's just kind of fallen off the pace a little bit. Joint on 31 points for Turbo. Knudsen, who's moved up as well, he's on 28 points. And Nico on 25 points. That's your the top of the tree, essentially, today. So, calendar, that's what we want to look at. We want to look at, actually, I do want to talk about, before we go into anything else, I want to talk about this. Midweek Madness. It's a new competition for GT Champions, sponsored by Hyperi. They've done a few races now, but this is the next in the calendar. It's this week. It'll be Super Formula. I think it's the new Super Formula, not the SF19, the new SF23. What can I tell you about this tournament? No required tyres. Weather forecast calls for rain during the race, just to make it a little bit interesting. Max HP with default HP from the factory. Air tunes available. Tyres and fuel will be times 6. Also, we've got this coming up. Or so we have. GT Champions, which is the Gentleman's GP in Luxo Sport Coupes, and that's not on the 5th of September, as it would suggest there. It's actually on the 9th of May. A little kind of British joke to American conversion right there for you. So that's what's going on there, so now you know. What do we know about it? Well, basically, in that race, you use the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, the BMW M4, Jaguar F-Type R, the Lexus LC500, and the Maserati Gran Turismo. Basically, luxury road-going cars. Tuned event with tunes provided if you're not good at it. Tyres are times 0, fuel times 6. So looking forward to those events this week. But that's where we are on the calendar. Brands Hatch last week, that's done and dusted. Now we're on to the Nürburgring GP in this Aston Martin DBR. Just 4 rounds remain after we finish here, and next week is drop round week when we finish at Big Willow, and I absolutely love Big Willow, and I'm going to tell you this now, there's going to be a track guide on Big Willow that I'm going to do, because I actually love that track. Not quite sure about the Corvette, but I'll have to spend some time on it. But after that round, we take the worst performing round for every driver, we throw away. And now, if your worst performing round was you won every race, you're going to lose 18 points. If your worst performing round was you didn't turn up, you're going to lose 0 points. So it's going to be interesting to see how the league tables change when we drop all those rounds. But we're just waiting for the last few drivers to confirm they're ready and get ticked in, and then we can get cracking. So let's go through who we've actually got. So Magic Cook, Kawazuri, Toto Wolf, not the real one, Juzz Gaming, Newt from Sector 7, Joey Cannoli, Kaizan. They're waiting for me to confirm I'm ready. I should probably do that, shouldn't I? There we go. I should know it. Nico will be 8th, Rusty Maggots 9th, Kurama in 10th. We'll see what he's all about today. DRV, which means he's not been racing online. I always get concerned if they're a DR of E that's a ringer account, and actually they've got another account where it's super quick. Colin in 11th, The Truth in 12th, some work for him to do, the win today. Newton in 13th, that's your grid of 13. The race is about to begin. We can jump across into the race, watch it start, watch it unfold, and see if it's so, that's the information. Again, number 2. We've already seen the red flags there. Hopefully, we get into third one. Be a little bit careful. Don't be silly. Be sensible. Be sensible. Right. Get it squirting. It looks like we're through safely. And on we go. How about that? That's not a bad start. First couple of corners single right. Everyone's pretty sensible. And Kawazuri leads the way for Magic Look. That's a great start for him. And yes, he's a hybrid driver. Why is he not a hybrid driver? Well, I'll tell you why. That's the Metropolis livery. And that's a stop there. Has one car on him. At least running very special. Recipient of that honour is Kawazuri. And already Kawazuri absolutely put his foot to the floor, trying to get a left on. Magic Look holding on to second, but he's got just gained it from Prix right on the back of him. And Tozo Wolf not the real one, sticking with them. How long have we got before I get bored? Oh, Magic Look, why did he tag there? It looked like he might have been tagged on this one. We got the replay. You want to have a look from just David going. Oh, that's a difficult one because like he did, but it looks like one of them different. So interesting to see from another perspective how that works out. It just gave him up to second. Not the real one, he was up in third. Newburgring took the second. He's the fourth coach, Rusty Bennett. Currently Jordan Championship leader. He's won in the fifth place. That's a one. Joey, Joe Canoli, only Joe Canoli. Complete that one, but into that missed the road on my camera for a zoom call, so I probably should have done that. How about that? That's got to be better, surely. I'm getting a much better fix on the mic than I am on the cars. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Let it not be said that I don't shout a lot. I'm quite loud. Colin running in 7th position. He is right behind Joey Canoli and looking to make significant moves on him. Colin really quick last time out, picked up great points coming in 3rd last time, and a great race from him actually. It was a very, very enjoyable 2-hour race with Colin last time out. And it's going to be another 2-hour race today, of course. Remember, pit window will not open until we are 10 minutes from the midway point, and it will stay open for a 20-minute period. That's the only time these guys can put on tyres and fuel. They're either starting on mediums or they're starting on softs. And I can tell you that throughout the course of this championship, for the most part, starting on softs has not been the smartest strategy. There's been the odd anomaly, but mostly starting on the softs is not the wisest strategy. I can, however, tell you today, we've seen Division 1 and Division 3 already, it's certainly viable. There's Nico. He's running in 8th place. That's a really, really good jump up for him. And he's already got the new boy, Kurama, right up behind him. And I've been told to watch this French driver because apparently he's very, very quick. And we're about to find out just how quick. Now, I expect once we're settled into this race, once they've dropped some fuel, we should be expecting. And that is a tag Kaizan. It looks to me that Kaizan caught Kurama there, although saying that, Kurama didn't seem to get any damage or anything go wrong, so maybe that was just a bit of lag. But I don't care, because the Black Flag driver went through, I'm not going to report it. What are you? No, as I was saying, so essentially the tyres, those on soft tyres, those with low fuel, you should expect to see the lap times dropping quite easily into the low 56s. There was a 55.3 in Division 1, but to be fair, some of those guys are aliens. But we'll see. So, the Truth Serum, joint leader with Rusty Maggots, running currently in 11th for Canadian driver. He's 2.7 behind Karama with Knudsen. Again, big shout to Knudsen for his help today in the experiment at Bathurst. He's 1.3 seconds behind. And then it's 25 seconds back to Magic Cook, who started on pole and really not finding the pace in this DB9. And I've got to tell you, it can be a great car, but it can also be a really bugger to drive. Particularly, it hasn't got a great top end, although to be fair, they're all in the same class, that won't really matter so much. But the brakes are just so spongy. So spongy, you've really got to be dialed in with this car. Kawazuru's still in the lead, but Just Gaming is not letting his teammate, both from High Prix of course, not letting his teammate pull away, and the gap is already down to half a second, considering that at the end of lap 1, Kawazuru was 1.3 seconds clear. So, 6 minutes in, lap 4 ends. There's going to be about 60-61 laps today for these leaders. So plenty of time to get settled into this race and kind of find your rhythm. And I think that's the key for the first few laps, is to find that rhythm, find your kind of niche on the racetrack, and be prepared for some awesome racing action. Toto Wolff, not the real one. He is the only actually Japanese, I think he's the only Japanese driver in all 5 divisions. I just want to shout out good luck to anyone else still racing. There's Division 5 still got to go. Division 5 I think is going side by side with this. So good luck to those guys. Toto Wolff, not the real one though, running in that top 3. Rusty Maggots has already made his way up into 4th. This is perfect for him at the moment. He's got himself a nice gap over his main championship rival. His main championship rival, of course, being The Truth. Today, can he handle The Truth? Really long before I bring that out, but it's going to come out, it always does. Nuke from Sector 7, 2.6 seconds back already. Those front 4 starting to carve their own path. And I've just noted, actually, and I just want to flick back to him. Why is he sitting there? That's where I want to go. Magic Cook. He's already having a torrid time in his car because he is 34 seconds back. So you have to wonder, did he pit after getting some damage possibly? Because that's the only explanation for being that far off the pace at the moment. Newton as well, not used to seeing Newton with much more pace on board. But then you can already tell the kind of pace we've got out there when you consider that The Truth, one of the current championship leaders, who makes a mistake for Newton to dive on through. Can The Truth come back at him? The Truth coming in. He's picked up some damage. He's going to repair that damage. And this is the thing, you have to kind of weigh up how much time you're going to lose being damaged. You know you can't pit for tyres or fuel until that midway point. At this kind of point of the race, there's really no other call than to get into the pits and get that damage repaired and hope that you can salvage something of the race later. So that puts him in 12th position with Newton and 11th with a gap actually, and Magic is certainly going to close on the back of The Truth. But Kawazuru's still leading this race from his teammate. 7/10 of a second is that difference, with Toto Wolff, not the real one, running in 3rd, 2.2 seconds back. But he has got Rusty Maggots all over him. We're going to go to this one because I love that one. Wrong one. Not that one either. I haven't got the view that I love. Let's go there because this is the one where you sit in that kind of passenger seat and you watch as though this guy's taking on a travel around this track. You can see Rusty Maggots trying to find a way onto the back of Toto Wolff, not the real one, and then find a way through it. It's a tricky place to overtake. Your best bet is going to be with your couple of slipstreams overs. Really is where your best bet of overtaking is, unless you can find something really smart to dive up the inside and pull out a doozy of a move. And I think we're going to see some of those. That's a great run. Rusty Maggots has got on the back of Toto Wolff, not the real one. And you can see here, side by side, into the braking zone. Can he get it slowed down? Hell yes he does. And Rusty Maggots up into that top 3. Somebody wants this championship, and he is laying down a marker. Fastest lap on that last lap. He rounds this final corner, the Coca-Cola, and heads down across the line, completes lap 5, and that is not the fastest lap of the race, but what an overtake there from Rusty Maggots to move himself up into that top 3. I'm going to have a look at tyres and fuel. I'm not showing you because I don't want to. So Kawazuri is leading the way, just came in behind him in second, 1.1 seconds separates those 2 high-pro drivers. Rusty Maggots in third, current championship leader, and as it stands, if he stays here today, he's actually going to open that gap at the top of the championship. Toto Wolff, not the real one, running in 4th place, with Nuke from sector 7 running in 5th. Colin, third, last time out, up into that top 6, with Nico 1.1 seconds back in 7th position. Down in 8th, that's Karama. He's made up a couple of places, the French driver, already showing that pace he was demonstrating in Division 4 absolutely brings him into contention in Division 2. Already finding himself in amongst the racing pack. Kazan from Black Flag, he's up to 9th. He's just a second behind Karama. Can he find some kind of pace in there and maybe get on the back of the French driver and give him some trouble? With Joey Canole. He is... I'm surprised sometimes when I say people's names in stupid voices. I say that they would send me messages to me on being a dick. I have had them now and again. I don't care, but I have had them now and again. People are saying to be offended these days. 4/10 back to Knudsen. He's running in 11th. He is 18 seconds clear of the truth. He had to go and repair some damage. The gap between him and Magic Hook down to 18.8 seconds. And that's because have been in to repair some damage. I can tell you that one of these drivers is not like the others. Strategy wise. We will see just how that strategy works out today. Kawazuri, 5.8 seconds. Rusty Maggots up into second. And Toto Wolff, not the real one, down in third. Now, is it because Kawazuri was super quick? I mean, 58.1 would suggest so, because he did that on lap 5. Took that fastest lap away from Rusty Maggots. But to build a 5.9 second lead already suggests that Rusty Maggots didn't have a great lap. That was a 2-minute dead. With Toto Wolff, not the real one, did a 59.8. But Kawazuri already opening up a huge gap out front. And in the race for the championship, that's exactly what he wants to be doing. But look, it's a 2-hour race. There is plenty to be getting on with over these next 53 or so more laps. So as Kawazuri is in the lead, we'll jump aboard with him actually when he gets into the starts going around the Coca-Cola into the last start-finish straight. We'll do a full on-board lap with the Enigma that is Kawazuri. And we first met this guy, I believe, during the Porsche Cup at the beginning of the year. And he, in the immortal words of Miley Cyrus, he came in like a wrecking car. And he did literally come in and threw down, even through the qualifying races, threw down the gauntlet and said, if you want to catch me, you're going to have to go faster. Very, very difficult guy to overtake. And once he gets a gap out in front, incredibly difficult to catch. So it'll be interesting to see. So here we go. Let's go on board with him. Let's go on board with him now. So you head down, and this is a really tricky first turn here. Which is a very low turn. And first turn here is turn 1, which takes you essentially round, almost back on yourself into the Mercedes arena. Now, if you're doing the 24-hour launch, you take left there. But not here, you go round this, through the Mercedes arena. This is turn 2, long sweeping left-hander into another left-hander to turn 3. Hug the apex because you want to get the best line possible through turn 4 to take you down the hill. You can use so much road coming out there and not get a penalty. You head down into turn 5 and the start of the Porsche curves, but the Ford curves, because the Porsche curves are not even on this racetrack. And that's the second of the Porsche curves, turn number 6. Again, you can go really, really wide, almost taking all four wheels off the track before you head down towards this really, really tricky 180, the Dunlop. On the brakes, nice and early. Get that car turned in. Not quite perfect on the apex there, but still good pace through there. Again, using all of that racetrack. Heading up through the Schumacher S's. And this is a part of the racetrack that really catch you out if you're not careful with the and up the hill he goes. This turn 9 has gone through, heading up towards turn 10 into the RTL curve, and then you've got the Warsteiner, which is turn 11. Again, little drop of power before you get it turned in. As soon as you point in the right direction, on the power you go, you head up to Advan. And Advan is essentially not a turn, because if you can take it flat out, it's not a corner in my book. And this takes you up to the NGK chicane, which is essentially your last really big braking zone of the lap. Get this right, you can get a good run into the Coca-Cola curve, and that will be your lap around the Nürburgring GP. And again, nice and tight there, and you can use all the road on the exit, and then back on the power to head down the hill. And that is Kawasuri with a 58.7 completing lap number 9. Or 9. As they say, great racetrack, this, an absolutely phenomenal racetrack. And you know, of course, Nordschleife itself is incredibly inspiring and incredibly scary in equal measures. You can have so much fun around Nordschleife. You can also have the worst time of your life in a motorway. But the great thing about it, I mean, it's used for a lot of races, of course it is. But it's open to the general public on a majorly regular basis. Good evening, Jay. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Hope everything's okay. Rusty Maggots up into second. But cannot at the moment match that. Well, I say he can't match that phenomenal pace of Kawasuri. He's just done a 1:56.7 at this early stage of the race in Division 2, chucking in a time like a 56.7. I tell you what, be afraid, be very afraid, because that is not, I mean, that's only 1.4 seconds off the quickest time in D1 when they were on soft tyres with very little fuel left on board. That just demonstrates how quick this D2 pace is. And there really is, I mean, genuinely, when you look at the fastest laps across D1, D2, D3, D4, sorry, particularly D1, D3, you look at those, it really isn't much in it. It's probably 1.5 seconds between the fastest lap at the top of D1 and the fastest lap at the top of D3. Oh, that's really unfortunate, Joe. I'm sorry that you haven't all those nightmare problems at home. Give Virgin a kick up the arse from me. That's an absolute shame. Because, yeah, it was looking good for you, Joe, as well, because with the drop rounds next week, you had that week you missed, and that would have been your drop round, but it's looking like you're going to have another nil pois, which is very, very disappointing. Try to hear that, my friend. Listen, I've been there. It's hard to take. Toto Wolff, not the real one. He's not got it all his own way. 7.3 already behind those front two. And that behind him, that's the high-pre driver Just Gaming, who was trying to stick with Kawasuri, couldn't match his pace, but now giving the Japanese driver something to think about. He's going to have plenty to think about for the next 2 hours, but particularly now with Just Gaming tucked in behind him, he's going to have to think about how he stops this guy getting past him. And Justin can be a very, very tricky customer to race against. From the United States, of course, is Just Gaming. Nuke from Sector 7. I do love these Sector 7 liveries with this kind of red and white and black kind of contrast. Not too dissimilar to the Black Flag colours we get down to Paisan. Kurama up to 6th position, the French driver, already demonstrating some pace. 1:58.1, fastest lap for him so far. And so he's shown they're settling really well into D2 already. 2.7 behind Nuke, 1.7 clear. Excuse me, just coughing right into your face. Kaizen 1.6 seconds behind Kurama. And look, I mean, look at this livery. I mean, this is an absolute thing of, it's an art form, isn't it? No, look, it is a nice livery, and thank you very much to Slipstream. I did for a while do Oliver's, but then it turned out that someone was much better at it than me. And that's pretty much all the goal. Thank you very much, AJ, for that. AJ, of course, he's a Division 1 reserve driver. Doesn't really race that much. It's a little bit out of his time zone. Well, this is not his it's out of his time zone for a number of drivers, but he's an old man like me, and we need like him to start. I'm already very, which is why you never see me in Batman. But then, to be fair, you've never seen me in Batman. So 4.4 seconds back to Nico. Nico can be a very tough customer to race, and at the moment it's very Australian heavy. Kaizen 7th, Nico in 8th, Colin 3rd last time out, racing in 9th place at the moment. So this is the battle of the Aussies to decide who is going to be the king of Australia, and they get to Joe Canoli from RWB. He's the lead RWB driver at the moment. And, I do like that Aston Martin that's kind of fanning out around the RWB crest on the side of that Aston Martin. Newton, though, he doesn't want to let Joey Canoli have any say in his race today. He wants to get past him, and he's proving that by sticking right in behind him. If we go on to chase cam, you can see here, this really is a battle that's hotting up. Look who's going to prove to get closer and closer. You see Newton closing on Joey Canoli, and Joey Canoli closing on Colin. Colin is closing on Nico. That's a four-way battle at the moment for essentially 8th place. We look back, no one back for a while. It's 11 seconds back to the truth, and then how far back? Just what, 29 seconds to Magic Cook. Magic Cook not having the greatest days there, so we'll try and save as much as we can, and not show the world just how unfortunate his day has turned out thus far. The Truth had damage, that's why the Truth is back there. He can't handle the Aston Martin, that's what some would say. I know he can handle the Aston Martin, just got a little bit unlucky. And let's face it, we're only 20 minutes in to a race that's going to be lasting some time, another hour and 40 minutes. A Division 2 action here with GT Champions World Cup. If you didn't know already, this is round number 6, season number 5. We're at the Nürburgring. We're at the Nürburgring in Germany. Idiot. And it's the Maston Artin DBR9 in the GT3 class. And it's this car for me is as horrible to drive as it is as beautiful to look at. It's essentially like, you know, when you meet that girl who's a whole lot of hot and a whole lot of crazy. That's essentially the Aston Martin. Is that you want to look at it, you want to be with it, you want to touch it, but my God, you just want to be careful with it too, because it can and will on regular occasions try to kill you. But these guys seem to have this car fully under control, as you can see. And that at the moment we're on watching with Newton, and this is essentially a battle for 8th place, and you can see just ramping up, just trying to close in on the back of Joey Obi-Wan Canoli. And hopefully he doesn't try to use the force to get past him. Where is he? While this battle is ensuing, let's have a quick look out front. What's changed? Well, the gap's come down 1.5 seconds for Kawasaki. And Rusty Maggots and he have decided that they are going off on a little trip of their very own. They are coming down to turn number 1 and heading into the Mercedes corners. 2, 3, 4. And the gap back to Just Gaming now, by crew, who's running, and let's face it, comfortably in third at the moment. 9.1 seconds. Now, just to put that in context, we're only on lap 13 of this race, and we're going to be running to somewhere near lap 60, 61, depending on the pace, possibly even lap 62. As Rusty Maggots has given us a 1:56.7 fastest lap, which he did on lap 8, which just goes to demonstrate the kind of pace these D2 drivers love to be churning out for us. We go about 1.2 seconds or 1.4 seconds, and that's not the real Toto Wolff, believe it or not. That's another Toto Wolff, but he is running comfortably at the moment in fourth. He's got 1.3 seconds on the road. He's Justin. 1.8 seconds behind him is the man I was warned we needed to look out for, and this kind of demonstrates why. He is already, that French driver has already got himself up to fifth position, demonstrating some phenomenal pace here. He's 1 second clear of Nuke, who's chasing him down actually. He would have already lost that place to him, but he's not going to let him go. The driver for the US, Nuke, from Sector 7 Racing, really intent on gaining back the position he just lost to Karama. His issue at the moment, though, of course, is a driver for one of the greatest racing teams in history. I can't do it with a straight face. I can't do it with a straight face. Guys out from Black Flag Racing Team, of course. I say, of course, like everybody knows. Of course, everyone knows. He's internationally known, this guy's out. He is 6 point nothing seconds. Well, let's call it 5.5 seconds ahead of that battle for 8th place, which is Nico, Colin, Joe Canoli, and Newton. As it's a train at the moment. It's a train of 4 from 8th to 10th, but it's a train of 4 that could very quickly become a massive on-track battle. And that is a great shot. Excuse me, that's a great shot, those cars coming down the hill into turn 1. Nico with a little bit of an edge, 1.3 seconds over Colin. And he at the moment is 8 seconds back to Joel Obi-Wan Kamoli. And a Knudsen, Kenneth running in. Kenneth running in 6th. Oh, just the same got a little bit square there. Forget you can go so wide coming out of that turn. You can lick your. I mean, every time I race around here, I get so paranoid that I'm going to pick up a penalty that I don't really push the limit. You really can let that car disappear over that line to that left-hand side and not risk a penalty. It's part of the racetrack. There's the truth. Can you handle the truth? We'll find out if you can handle the truth. Because you want him on that race. You need him on that race. And anyone that hasn't seen the film thinks I'm just talking too much. But he's already closed the gap to Newton to 8.5 seconds. So the chase is on for the truth serum, because the simple fact of the matter is that his current championship rival is there in 2nd place. And look, I mean, if you look at the mini-map on the top, that's the difference between their positions on the racetrack. There is the truth. He is just coming into this right-hander right here and heading up towards Advil. Rusty Maggots just crossing the line to start lap 15, and he's closed that gap a little bit on Kawazuri and has decided it's time for him to gain the lead of this race. But we know Kawazuri is a tough cookie, and he's not going to leave a gap open for you. If you want to take it, you're going to have to do it the hard way. That's how Kawazuri plays this game. And it's hard, but it's fair. And it's a fact of life that if you want to beat him, you're going to have to do it by doing all the right things, because he's not going to make a mistake for you. And there was a short conversation earlier, actually, with someone about commentator's curse. But no one ever calls it the commentator's luck when you're watching a car overtake. So why do we get blamed with commentator's curse when somebody cocks up? I like to think of it as broadcasting fortitude or foresight. Is that we know it's going to happen and we're there waiting, watching, lurking, waiting for that mistake, so we can broadcast it to the world and everyone can point a finger and go, of course we don't, because when you spin, you feel your pain. And Rusty Maggot's going to get a good run out of here, and if he does, we could very much see the lead of this race changing hands. And out of here, he does get a great run on the power. They go through that penalty line, needed with a penalty to serve. Jinx round to this right-hand side. Can he get a move done under brake? Kawazuri defending that inside line, not allowing Rusty Max to get it. How about the old switcheroo? Switcheroo on? Well, certainly good exit. They come around Coca-Cola. Kawazuri, big tank slapper. That's going to cost him a few tenths. He just manages to hold off, though. Just has his car parked in just the right place. And Rusty Max can't chuck that car up the inside and take that position around Coca-Cola. But Kawazuri, that tank snapper coming out of the chicane, very, very nearly lost Kawazuri into the depths of the driver's spinning out. And again, you can see, as you're watching the back of Kawazuri's car, you can see how this Aston Martin wants to kill you. Every time you get on the power, everything at the back of the car wants to come round and meet the front of the car. You're battling with those back wheels that essentially want to put all the power down there. Give you everything at the back and nothing at the front. You've got to be so careful. As Rusty Maggotts round the outside, going for the old switcheroo. He's done the switcheroo. Did it work? No. But he's getting another good run on Kawazuri. We would have a look down the field, but this battle is raging. As Karama now up to 4th ahead of Toto Wolff, not the real one. And there's the move. There's the move from Rusty Maggotts. He makes it and it sticks. Let's have another look at that. That was a very, very good opening. Look at this position. You can see under braking. He just gets it so right. Hugs that inside line. Kawazuri just leaves that door open. Says, if you're going to take it, come and take it. And Rusty Maggotts said, thank you very much. Absolutely, I'm having some of that. And up into first goes the current championship leader. He's about to extend that lead over the truth. So, Juz Gaming holding on in third one. Now he's 8.8 seconds behind that battle. 4.4 ahead of the new boy. The new boy to Division 2. And what's that say? Will run what? He is from Francia, racing for ISA. And he is just 7/10 ahead of Toto Wolff, who he has managed to get past. So his charge now is after that top 3. And I've got to say, he's starting way down the order. And to fight his way already up to 4th suggests that the rumours about this boy and the pace that he has were not at all incorrect. Yeah, boy, they're talking about you, man. In 5th place, there's Toto Wolff, not the real one. He's 2.4 clear of Kaizan from Black Flag. He's the only Black Flag driver out today, of course. Monkey Man couldn't make it with his wheel problems. He's struggling really badly with problems with his first feedback. And he has actually muddled through the last couple of rounds, Red Bull Ring, Brands Hatch, with the problem. But it's getting far too much to handle for the 2-hour period. And it might be a couple of weeks before we see him back racing. I don't know. He's due to race tomorrow in one of our own internal tournaments, so we'll see if he can handle the wheel for that 1-hour race potentially. Kaizan not looking comfortable at the moment though, as Toto Wolff, not the real one, pulling away 2.1 seconds up the road, but right behind him is this guy. It's Nuke, and can he handle the Nuke? Because he is travelling at a nuclear rate after Kaizan. Really poor. You can tell me. Running really nicely behind him, I'll tell you what. Good exit out of, if you go through there, he's going to sweep down this right-hander. He gets the right exit here. Here we go, good run. It looks like Kaizan actually got a slightly better exit than Nuke that time out. Heading up to the chicane. He chucks him up the inside here. He's already too late on the brakes. Getting changed down, getting turned in. He'll have another go as they go round Coca-Cola and head past the start-finish line as we pass the half-hour mark in this 2-hour race. I don't want to. You'll notice that I drink a lot of that. It's because a couple of months ago, I lost my voice quite badly for probably a couple of weeks. And I basically just squeaked at people over the cold. I think I actually missed a couple of calls and then I squeaked at people over the cold. So the advice was to keep moving. So Nuke couldn't get that move done, and actually now just dropping off Kaizan a little bit in his Aston Martin DB9. Middle of the pack, middle of the tree, there is Nico running in 8th position. We were looking at this battle with 8th, 9th, 10th, but actually it started to spread out now. Originally, when we were looking from the back of Luton, we could see all 4 cars there, but now they're starting to see them, but they're not all over each other. Joey Canoli rounding out the top 10. He's 3 seconds behind third place podium visualizer Colin T24. And Joey Canoli, he's got some work to do to catch up to him. 2.7 back to Knudsen, 1.5 back to The Truth. So The Truth getting back into contention with these runners now. He was some way off. He had to go to the pits to repair. Cost him some time, but he's now back in amongst it in 12th position. Magic Cook. He's 45 seconds back, and he's not in the mood for signaling anything. So Rusty Maggots ahead of Kawazuri, and off he goes. 7.6 seconds up the road now. He made that move, and let's be fair, it was coming all the time when we were going for the film watching. So he made that move, and it's 7.7 seconds clear, and he's looking for another win today to increase his stranglehold at the top of this Division 2. At the moment, he's level on points with The Truth, but with The Truth not having the races thus far, this really is an opportunity for Rusty Maggots to stake his claim to Division 2 title. Remember, the winners of every division, there is a cash prize available. It's £1 million. Imagine the cash prize. You would literally have hundreds of thousands of drivers entries, and it would essentially just be the top 10 world tour drivers would back it out. None of us would be involved. They would drag you or Broadway to come and do the commentary, and we would be chucked along the wayside, watching from the sidelines, wondering why we didn't just split the money and but I digress, of course, I always digress, that's what I do. Do you want to know a little bit about the, I'll tell you what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go on board in the passenger seat, of course, with Rusty Maggots for a lap, and we'll talk about this racetrack because it is a very, very special racetrack. And with the first races around here, not in obviously this connotation, but the original connotation was way back in the early 1900s, around 1907. Was the earliest kind of recorded races around here. But it wasn't really until sort of the 1920s, leading up to the Second World War, that it became the Nürburgring. And it was kind of one-off circuit back then. 73 miles, which was this track. It was stretching between a couple of towns north of Frankfurt. Then they started holding races on a sort of public road near Cologne, and then after a while it kind of became more of an official race. Obviously there was no racing. Second World War put paid to that. It was quite busy in Europe at the time. I think I generally describe one of the worst moments in European history, not world history, but particularly European history, as essentially nothing more than it was inconvenient for motor racing, put it that way. 1947 was the kind of birth of the lordship of Green Hell, as it's more affectionately known. I don't know how anything would have made more green, but it is. And then it was in 1961 that a Grand Prix was first held at the Green Hell. It was held over the time of races, farmer and motor races. But, let's be fair, the lordship is not very well suited to the kind of safety requirements, all the incredible speeds of Formula racing. And then it's undeveloped in the 70s and the 80s. And it became the kind of 1984 that this track became the track that it is today. And it does, I mean, it still falls very much part of the entire 24-hour at Nürburgring racetrack, which incorporates the GTC-2 and the Nürburgring Racing, which is essentially a thrill ride through the German countryside. And I defy that there's only 300 corners, and I defy anybody to say they dislike it. It's difficult, absolutely difficult. It's complicated, it's unforgiving. There are parts of the racetrack that are great fun. There's parts of the racetrack that are absolutely terrible. But overall, the Green Hell and the whole of Nürburgring in general is an amazing, iconic racetrack. And you know, it's, when you talk about Nürburgring, you can't mention Nürburgring unless you're talking about the big iconic racetracks like the Monzas, like the Silverstones, like those kind of big named iconic racetracks. But I'm sure some people do. But I'll tell you who's loving it right now, and that's this guy, Rusty Maggots. We're at 10 minutes from the pit window opening. He's currently 8.9 seconds clear of Kawasuri of High Prix. Kawasuri of High Prix and Just Gaming having a massive coming together. What happened there? Let's get back and see where this action started. You can see there, Just Gaming really closing on Kawasuri. And here they're into the braking zone here, and Just Gaming getting really close. Kawasuri actually on the grass, tank slapper, so it wasn't a problem from, it was pressure rather than any sort of touch. And Kawasuri just trying his darndest to hold off the charge of his teammate. Couldn't do so, and got a little bit out of shape. And I said that he's consistent, but you don't often see him make mistakes. But right there, he made one. And that's allowed Just Gaming up into second. So we've got Rusty Maggots from the United States, followed by Just Gaming, also from the United States of America. Oh, say, can you see? Very swiftly on. There is Kawasuri in third, already 2.1 seconds. And so the pace on Just Gaming, phenomenal. There's no damage on Kawasuri, so it's not a damage issue. Has he maybe, the strategy just slightly different when he's trying to kind of hold on for as long as possible. Because when the pit window opens, of course, we've got 20 minutes to get in. Now the rule is, of course, you can't be going into the pits just as the clock ticks down. The pit window was shut firmly on that when there was 50 minutes left of this race. So get in, get out. Don't mess around and try and cut it fine, because you could go horribly wrong. There's a massive pile of bricks. Venom will beat you up. Okay, so Kawasuri from the United Kingdom. I'm not sure what Kawasuri. It might also be a British name, of course. So Kurama. So the rumours were true, and the man likes to go quickly. French driver currently up into fourth place. He's 5.7 behind Kawasuri right now. So the concern really is going to be this guy, the Japanese driver, not the real Toto Wolff. Don't be fooled by it. He's currently running in fifth, but behind him is our very own Kai-Zan from Black Flag Racing. He's half a second back from Toto Wolff. Having a look up the inside, little cheeky look there. I think, oh, if I get close enough here under braking, could I make it? He's had to be really careful not to plough into the back. And this is the difficulty, is if you are so much quicker than the car ahead of you, you want nothing more than to brake that a little bit later. You want to plough that a little bit earlier, but if you haven't got the gap to do that, and you have to do that behind the other car, you're just going to have to back off. You're just going to have to wait and find that opportunity. Is he going to find the opportunity? The last thing he wants, because he has been sticking with Kurama, is to see Kurama disappearing off up the road. The Aussie driver Kai-Zan really now looking for a way around not the real Toto Wolff. Talking to not the real, he's not a real nuke, but he drives like there's one attached to his car. 1.5 seconds to the third American driver this evening. And I'm not going to sing again. Nico, also very quick, another Australian driver. He's running in 8th position. Still that same little battle going on there. With Colin in 9th. Can you handle the truth? Well, the truth can handle you because he is up now into that top 10. Relegating Knudsen down to 11. Joey Canoli, after doing his best up race with 158.6, followed it up with a 59.2 and then a slowly lap of a 2.01. I don't know why I was trying to get up the list of lap time then, like it was going to let me do it. Like suddenly PD had come up with a really so Joey Canoli down in 12th position. Magic Cook still struggling a little bit with his car and track. Listen, buddy, you're still quicker than me. I can tell you for a fact that. I mean, Magic Cook's done a 59.2. I mean, that just goes to show the kind of pace right there. I mean, the 59.2, that's good enough pace pretty much for most of these guys. I can tell you now, I would be in the 2-minute 1 to don't even sweat it, my friend. Someone's going to be asked, unfortunately, today. That one is you. But equally so, you're still quicker. Well, look, you're quicker than 3 other divisions, essentially. Or 4 if you count Division 6. Right, so you're racing at 13.9 seconds clear. We saw Just Gaming getting up into second after Kawazura got very, very friendly with the grass and very, very friendly with a bit of a twerk. So it was twerking for Just Gaming more interested in getting past. And we've just lost Obi-Wan Kenobi from the room. His internet has forced him out. And unfortunately, he's going to play no further part in this race here. And that is really unfortunate for Joey Kenobi. And he will now find himself hopefully watching the stream. And maybe hanging around for a bit. Who knows? He may hang around for a bit. He may decide that he has no interest in doing that and wants to go and do something more interesting. Not that I can think of anything in the world more interesting than watching this race. I find racing it is but what a shame for him. Kurama running in 4th place. Not the real Toto Wolff. He's holding Kaizan up behind him. Kaizan's clearly got some pace. The problem, of course, is that he hasn't got quite enough to squeeze past Toto Wolff. And that is allowing Nuke to close up on the back of Kaizan. So where these guys, 5th, 6th and 7th, spread out a little bit, a couple of laps back, now the picture is looking very, very different. As we watch from the back of Nuke, we can see there on this chase cam. I'm actually in the drone, I'm flying the drone now. I've shrunk myself down to the size of a small action man, and I'm sitting on top of my drone filming this chase down. Nuke 1.3 seconds, and you can see the battle ensue. And the good thing about being in this position for Nuke is that those two in front have a little bit of shenanigan, easily gains 2 places, and all he had to do was just stay safe. And there again, you can see Kaizan, every time it gets to a big braking zone, he's pulling that car out and kind of looking at the inside and weighing up whether he can get that car and make the move on not the real Toto Wolff. And around this left hand, you can see it again. What you watch Kaizan just ahead, he's the black and red car ahead. Every time a braking zone comes up, you watch what the front of that car does. It has a little look-see. Every single time, pull that, have a little look-see. Not this time. Does he get a good run? No, but Nuke's not got a bad run because he's closing up now. Did Kaizan get a good enough run? It doesn't look to me that he did. And, not the real Toto Wolff. He's going to stay in 5th. "30 seconds away from something wonderful." I thought I'd blow it up out of proportion. Just get really excited. Excited was not what to think. That's quite exciting. 15 seconds clear for Rusty Nuggets. He is followed now by Just Galen from who, after Kawazuri, decided to see if he can convert his Aston Martin into an incredibly overpriced lawnmower. Got a little squirty, put on the grass, and left a gap. Excuse me for you're coming. I'm not even tired, but that yawn came out of absolutely nowhere. So just going up to second position. It was 1.9 seconds now. Kawazuri running in third place. And looking at the racetrack, actually, you can see here. If we drop down to this is where we want to get to. As we look here, we've got Nico there in 9th, 7th back to Colin in, Nico in 8th, Colin in 9th. The Truth, 1.7 seconds back. He's in 10th. Newton's running in 11th. That's not a bad battle going on there. Newton having lost quite some points. So clearly Newton's struggling a little bit with his Aston Martin here. But that battle can possibly drag on. And if one or two drivers just get a little bit, after the pit stop, we'll be seeing something very special. And talking of pit stops, the pit window is now very much open for business. So we're going to start to see some cars coming in. I imagine, though, actually, it's not going to be a 4. I wouldn't imagine we'll see anyone in the pits for at least another 5 or 10 minutes. You want to kind of, I say, as I say that, literally, I hate you, Justin, because Justin goes into the pits, and so does not the real Toto Wolff. So do you know what? Screw you both. You can do what you like, but everyone else is going to hang out a little bit longer. You two are just horrible and make me look like a right idiot. And thank you as well, the Truth, who's decided that he wants to get in on some of that, making me look like a tit action. So do you know what? They're just going to go in. There's a window open, they're not sorry, I'm going in. What you'll see there, though, those guys have gone in. They're on the medium compound tyres. You want to get rid of those because those soft compound tyres are a little bit special. In comparison, of course, they give you much more grip. So yeah, when you're on the medium tyres, it makes sense, especially if you're looking further back like that. You'll want to just a chair. You'll just want to get rid of them and put on the soft compound tyres. And to be fair, fuel is a minor consideration here. You will have to have a little splashy splash at the halfway point, unless you are some sort of fuel saving savant. But if not, if you use fuel like normal people, to rev your car out and drive fast, then you will need to put a little splash on when you do go into the pits. The thing is, your tyres, they've got more life in them. Actually, to be fair, both sets of tyres will run way past the pit window. Not way past it. I think you could argue the soft will run past the pit window, should you choose to start on them. But of course, the pit window is your only opportunity to change them out. So that's when you have to switch. And what will be interesting, and I don't think it's any secret again, Rusty Mag is actually one of the few drivers that has made a soft medium stint work on tracks where it really had no right in being the best option. And we'll see if it works today, because again, Rusty Mag is the only driver starting on those soft compounds. Now you could argue it's not the wisest strategy, but then when you look there and see that he's at the top of the leaderboard, you've got to argue, is he doing everything right, and is everybody else getting it right? Because at the moment, Rusty Maggott's 28 seconds clear as everyone starts diving into the pits. Next closest player, his fastest lap is a 1:56.7. There is Kaizan from Black Flag. He is in those mid 1:30. Look, incredible consistency. But it's credible consistency 1.2 seconds slower. Yes, it's on the medium tyres. And no, we don't know what we've got for the time on the soft jet. But you still got to admit that's quite a phenomenal pace. An early pace from the Rusty Maggots. So good, they named him twice. There's Nuke currently running in third. He still needs to pit, as does Nico running in fourth. Newton running in fifth. He's got a little bit of front splitter damage. We'll need to repair that when he goes in. It's not going to have a huge effect on his tyres at this stage. And again, it needs some very consistent. 58.0, 58.3, 58.5. All very closely grouped together. And I mean, that is how you win races and finish well in races, is that level of consistency. And you know, it has to be said. And I know that Newson has gone to sleep at some point, but he helped us out big time. You can imagine my surprise that you know, we've got a couple of drivers ready to start first stint, 24-hour race around glorious Bathurst in Australia. Great race, by the way, very well organised by and you know, I opened Discord and I find this message from the opening stint driver for the BMW M6 to say, sorry, I can't do it. And he's like, what the hell am I going to do? And you try and contact the guy in stint 2 and you realise that obviously if the guy in stint 2 does it, then it throws the spanner in the works for later on, because you can't run 2 stints back to back and the way it was organised. That it would have taken that guy out of contention to run in the final stint, and that's the guy I wanted running the final stint. No, we were as a team running the final stint. So I put it out to our wider Newson. Saved our bacon this morning at yesterday morning. At 6 o'clock yesterday morning, Newton said, I'll do it. Or 6:30. He had 10 minutes to get the car, get the livery, get a couple of practice laps and get into the lobby ready for the race to start. And then went and pumped out 58 racing laps around Bathurst. So all credit to him. That's why he's getting a little bit kudos from me. He saved our sorry asses this morning and helped him achieve an 8th place finish from 10th. Oh yeah, and the other team finished 5th on the grid, and Rose is good. To 5th on the grid from 7th. Place is gained there. And to be fair, it was a very, very fast field of essentially 8 minutes. Put it this way, the winner was, I think, 6 laps clear of pretty much anyone else on the top. Many, many minutes. Anyway, moving swiftly on to the current race of the day. Maggots leads Kazan, Nuke in 3rd, Nico in 4th, Newton is in 5th. There is not the real one. He has just gained for company. They are the only cars, so basically from Total Wolf, not the real one, all the way down, and everybody else has been into the pits for their pit stop in this window, which will remain open for another 13 or 12 minutes essentially. Then it will slam shut, and then the only time you're allowed back in there is to bring the big pile of juicy to hide any potential evidence to you won't be able to come in and see the repair. And if you're repairing the car, you're already losing some time anyway. You don't really need to pits. So Nuke in as well. That leaves us with Knudsen, Nico, Kaizan and Rusty Maggots, who are all still to pit in this race. And out of those, Rusty Maggots on those softy, squishy compound tyres, 31 seconds in the lead. It might be enough to save him from Kaizan catching him. Don't know. The next man on the race that has been in the pits is Total Wolf, not the real one, who's actually jumped Just Gaming in that pit. Fuel-wise, he's just about right on the fuel. And the reason being, Just Gaming just putting a little bit more fuel. Now, anyone that watched D3 will know that actually that's not too shabby a strategy. If you're prepared to sacrifice a race position to put that little bit more fuel in your car, you know that come the end of the race, you're the guy that's pushing, and the guy in front of you is the guy that's not necessarily able to do that. Okay, of course. So it'd be interesting to see if that small fuel differential between and Just Gaming, for instance, really does pay off in just in favour. Nico pits from third. That leaves just the 3 motor cars, Newton, Kaizan and Rusty Manners, to stay out for yet another lap. And we are, what I would argue would be slap bang in the middle of the race now. Lap 30 of probably 60 laps. As you see, not the real one. And Just Gaming heading down towards this start-finish line. And I'll tell you what, there's a really, really good run-on from Just Gaming on the back of Toto Wolff, not the real one. But just not quite enough. Well, I'd say that. Under braking, up the inside, door was open. Is the switcheroo on? Well, it could have been, but Just Gaming manages to hold on. Toto Wolff sticking with him, though. So Just Gaming up to 4th. How long does he stay there for? Is there a move on from Toto Wolff? Can he find a way past and then run home to Susie and go, thank you very much for the ride? Or not, essentially. But it looks to me that he is still in this fight, and that actually Just Gaming is going to have a bit of a battle on his hands. Pit window will remain open. See the timer up there. It's the 2 of them up there, one in the middle of the screen, one at the very top, one is a count down, one is a count up. And you can see there from these 2, both been in points. But there's for Newton, Kaizan, and Newton actually has some front end damage. I wonder if you can see where he put that up. Nothing to see here, folks. There is Kaizan in the pits. So Rusty Maggots and Newton are going to be the last to blink. Now, everybody else on the racetrack is going to be on the soft compound tyres. When Rusty Maggots finally realises that those tyres have to go, and let's be fair, with all reasonable expectation, with a little bit of fuel, you wouldn't even change those tyres. But unfortunately, there was a mandatory tyre stop, so you're going to have to. So in terms of wear, they're all right. So he will, on those soft compound tyres, run as far into this race as he does without shutting firmly on his outstretched hand, reaching for the finish line. Back of the pack, Magical still there, still not getting the kind of points that he needs today. There is Dukes. Currently down in 12th now, he's been in 11th now. Lost, of course, he lost Joe Canova for this race to an unfortunate disconnection. So Newton, despite staying out much longer, of course now he is on the racing soft tyres, he's going to be able to push. He did put them on quite late, but even still, I mean, his first job is to try and catch Nico, who's 14 seconds up the road. So Kaizan in, so it's Newton in 11th, it is Nico in 10th. The Truth in 9th, Kaizan just ahead of him, 5.7 seconds. He's in 8th place. Nuke from the United States, 5 seconds up the road. That's Colin T at 24. He's trying to have a little go at the new French driver, Karama. Karama's having none of that business. He's keeping the distance just enough to make it difficult for Colin to make a move. He himself is trying to chase down Carol Zuri, who, after some brilliant pressure from Just Gaming, finds himself down there and coaching with himself. Not the real one. He's a real Karazuri, he's not a real Toto. I can't be sure, I haven't looked at the car, but 4.5 seconds is that gap. And then we've got touch with, of course, it's Toto Wolff, 2.5 and Just Gaming. He has pit as well. Rusty Maggots, the only car not to have bit, is 1 minute clear. He's going to come back out in the lead of this race on the medium compound tyre. Everybody else on this racetrack is running on soft. So it's going to be really interesting to see how big, I mean, look, I think we're looking overall somewhere in the region of 1.5 seconds a lap loss. Maybe let's be conservative. A second a lap loss. Pit's going to take him somewhere in the region. We're looking at how much fuel he's got on as well. Somewhere in the region of 45 seconds, which we're going to find out right now actually as it comes in. So Just Gaming is there. That's where he is on the racetrack. He's at the bottom of the hill. He's half a racetrack behind. He will head up the hill now through the Schumacher S. You can see him there tackling those. He will head up now. He's got this left-hander to contend with. The right-hander into sector 3 he goes. Rusty Maggots still in the pits, still stationary, still going to be coming out on the less grippy, less favourable medium compound tyre. Just Gaming though, how I'm interested to see him. It's very likely Rusty Maggots is going to get out ahead, but how far is. So here he comes, Rusty Maggots back up to racing speed. Into turn 1 he goes. Just Gaming is going to cross this line. The gap currently showing at 40 seconds, but already tumbling. Where's it going to settle? It looks to me that that's settled at 17 seconds. So we're on lap 34. He only needs to take out about half a second a lap on Rusty Maggots, and he's already got the fastest lap of the race with the 1:56.4, and that he did on lap 30. So he's clearly got some pace. He's clearly the fastest man on the track, but can he consistently take 6 tenths out of Rusty Maggots for every lap between now and the end of the race? That's his task. If Just Gaming wants to be on the top step of the podium, he's got to A, keep it clean, and B, carve out a 15-second deficit on Rusty Maggots, and then get the overtake. I'm just going to stand with my knees are sensitive, which is not good. Sit down on my knees so I can stand up and a little bit better. Right, so Rusty Maggots leads the way from Just Gaming, still coming to pit. Does our friend Rusty. Total of not the real one. Now he's 3.6 seconds back. 18 seconds back from Rusty Maggots. Again, he's on those soft compound tyres, so very much, I mean, yes, I'm aware he's over places, but very much assuring for improving his lot in those podium places. There is a potential. There is a good potential of a Just Gaming Toto Wolff 1-2 here, and also a potential of Kawazuri rescuing this race that he did lead from 4th position. 22 seconds is the target he needs to make. See, Just Gaming there is already taking a second out of that time on Rusty Maggots for a lap. 35. This is the GT Champions World Cup Season 5, round number 6, Nürburgring GP in the Aston Martin DB9. I'm parent, as you know, and if you don't, you're bloody well should. And I'll be here for an hour with these guys racing in these awesome Aston Martins. And we're currently watching Just Gaming, who had brought the gap down to 13 seconds. Not taking the chunk I expected out of Just Gaming over So, Just Gaming's last lap was a 56.5. Rusty Maggots, actually we haven't got the time yet, because he's still got to set it wrong. He's going to set his first lap out here on number 6, where he really does stand in terms of pace. It's almost like I've sent a load of messages and this will go. Right, so 12.6 seconds. He's going to round the Coca-Cola corner, the Coca-Cola curve, as it's more aptly named, and head down towards this start-finish line. That will give us representative pace on the medium tyres, and that is a 59.0. Now, 11.8 seconds to go. Rusty Maggots needs to find more than that, because otherwise this battle is going to start very soon and be over just as quickly. 11.7 seconds to Jazz Gaming. Let's have a full rundown as the pit window slams firmly shut on the faces of everyone. All done and done. Well within the required time and two required ones. Because they are required. Why else would you? So 11.4 seconds clear. Leading the race at the moment is Rusty Maggots. He's got his work cut out to stay 11.1 seconds clear. Just behind him, Jazz Gaming. Just behind him, just ahead of Toto Wolf, got the real one. And Jazz chasing down Rusty Maggots. And just the fastest man in 3:39 to improve on his own fastest lap of 1:56.544, which improved on his own fastest lap. No, it was his own fastest lap of 1:56.763. No, it wasn't. So he did a set of 56.520. So yeah, no, you see, it's at this level. Not the real one. There he is. He's in third. He's 5.8 seconds behind Jazz Gaming. He's also going to be on this charge to catch Rusty Maggots in the lead. I was talking to a driver earlier during the broadcast. Very, very quick drive. And I asked the question, you're out in front, you've got yourself a cushion. And you've got X amount of pace left in you. And you see the cars coming and that time coming down. At which point do you start to get concerned? And his answer was actually quite clear. He said, it's when you get concerned that problems occur. And what you've got to understand is the guy behind you is chasing. And they are the ones that have to not only catch you, but then make the move without taking you off the racetrack. So the onus actually is on the driver behind. So if anybody should be nervous, it should be the driver trying to catch you. And if you drive under that kind of non-pressure essentially, it's always going to make your job a little bit easier staying ahead. You still got to do the work, you still got to do the family, make sure you don't leave apex is open for them, but you essentially put yourself in a position where you want and just relax. That is really the answer. But anyone that says they can do a 2-hour race under these kind of conditions or in any way relaxed, they're talking out of their very, very good practice. Because it's important. It matters to you. You can argue that you think it matters to you, of course they do. But how does this matter? For these 2 hours on this racetrack in this time, it matters. And Kawazuri, with a fastest first sector and only about a tenth of a second outside the fastest lap, chasing down the back of Toto Wolf, not the real one. He has lost that purple sector, the purple time showing he's up, but he is still faster by his own standards as he's closing on the back of Toto Wolf, not the real one. There's Colin again. Now Colin drifting around there in the back, and then the pit stops happen, and boom, there he is. And you've got to be worried about him as well. 3.9 to Kawazuri. If he can start closing that gap, then we could see a really interesting battle for the top three. Kurama, there he is. Number 6 on the racetrack. Car number 97. Quite nice. I did say we got through. Very shortly. So the French driver new to Division 2, bringing the fight from Division 4 to the might of Division 2, and running very well in 7th place. He's got a half-second penalty. That's going to arrest his charge after Colin just a little bit. It's not going to give any significant benefit to Nick. who is behind him in 7th position. 5.4 seconds back, which is 2.1 ahead of Kazan, running in 8th position. Again, he ran so long, so long. It's not really worked out because it's still 3.2 ahead of. You want me on that car? You need me in that car. You can't handle the truth. Also, the pentatons as well. He is 4.9 seconds ahead of Nico, which is short course for a Nico team because he's a very, very addictive person. When you meet him, you never let him out. Newton is running 11th, Magic Cook in 12th, and we've had one disconnection, and that was Obi-Wan Kenobi in that first step. So we head into the last 45 minutes of this race. Your race leader, we've seen his gap be eroded. Bearing in mind that he's rusty maggots, eroded being a very, very brilliant choice of words. I didn't even mean it, and I've said it. I'm beginning to think I'm a genius. His lead has been eroded down to 6.7 seconds to just gaming. So that's 2 American drivers in that top 3 at the moment. And it looks very much like I'm going to be having another little chat with Rusty Maggots. Look, if it continues as it is, and we don't have some crazy some disconnections or some crazy shenanigans, I think we're really good to Rusty Maggots at the end of this race. Just Gaming, will we be talking to him? Like somebody looks at us. I say we're going to talk to him. But then, give it some thought, you think actually, we're only on that 39. 21 laps remaining. And he's got to do that on medium tyres with people chasing him down like he's the only man on a desert island with some food. Water. Toto Wolff, not Raw, he's the 3rd. He's not extremely comfortable there by any stretch of the imagination. Because if we go to the urban drone cars, as you can see there, that Kawazuri, and with his little bit of shaky there, is having a little look and see as they head down under that Freude am Fahren sheer driving pleasure bridge, and up the inside, there goes Kawazuri. Does he make the move stick, of course, because you've got the old switcheroo. Switcheroo, no good for Toto Wolff, not the real one. He's just going to have to tuck in there behind Kawazuri. And they're now coming up behind one of the back markers, and that ahead, I think it is indeed Magic Cook. And he's called Magic Cook because you give him 7 fishes, a couple of days, and 2 days of water, and alternative to good morning, Gary. I was going to ask what the bloody hell you're doing away from something, but then I remembered that after you Colin is funny. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Colin is 4.3 seconds behind that current battle, outside the top 4 at the moment, but still potentially within a shout of getting himself another podium. 3rd last week, can he get 3rd again? It's not beyond the realms of possibility. You can see as the times are starting to ramp up. And I moved swiftly on, and the reason I moved swiftly on is I've just spotted something. Now, somebody said to me on the first week that this guy ran in, I think it was 5 or 4, that he drives at Division 1 pace. And everyone's like, sure. Let me tell you something. The fastest lap in Division 1 on soft tyres with an empty tank, a low fuel tank, was a 1:55.3, and that was done by the current Division 1 Championship. Kurama has just done a 1:55.4. And I pause for silence, for effect of the gravity of that lap time just sinking. That he is sitting here in Division 2, having just come up from Division 4, and he's just put in a lap time that is a 10th slower than the single fastest man currently in Division 1 right now. Right now! As I speak to you, as I live and I breathe my speech right now, he only needs to find a 10th to have the fastest lap all day. Now, look, let's not pretend that he's been putting those goals in consistency, because he hasn't. He is a little bit, he has been a little bit erratic in terms of overall. But he does have that one lap. It's almost like Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt is super quick. If you put him in a marathon, there are many, many people who will beat him because he doesn't have the longevity. But over 100 yards, the guy will beat you hands down every time, even now. Kurama is the Usain Bolt of GT7. He's not going to give you... And this is where I disagree with the Division 1 players. Yes, he is a 10th only slower than the current fastest man. However, he's not doing that on a consistent basis. His consistent lap times are comparable with people like Rusty Maddox when he was Just Gaming now, he is on the soft compound tyres. Kawazuri, now he is on those soft compound tyres. So that's where his pace currently sits. And he is running actually 6 minutes. So he's still got significant work to do. If this guy puts in several laps at 1:55 and then crosses the line comfortably inside the top between them, then I think then we can say this guy is crazy fast. But he's not going to be anyway. There is Sector 7 Racing's Nuke, and a little bit of they're showing back in the stepping in that scenario. He is 6 tenths ahead of Bradford's very own Kaizen TY 19. He has been kissed on his right ear. 3 seconds is his gap to the truth. That's the sodium penalty foul. And he is comfortably inside that top 10 with 17.2 second and 2.4 seconds back to Newton, and then a 1.2 minutes back to Magic. But let's take a look. Now, he is now past Rusty Magnus. I don't know if I can see. So he had a job done by then. So there we have it. I thought it might be another lap before the chase down was done. Clearly not. Just Gaming has had that job done. Now, it's silly, actually. Rusty, of course, Rusty Magnus is going to fight him. You want to win every race. But how hard do you push? How much do you try and stop this happening? And particularly when you know you're on the medium compound tyres. The guy you're racing is on the soft compound tyres. The guy on the Rusty Magnus. But yeah, you've already seen the guy close down. Get himself into the lead. Shot the race to left, not over half an hour race left. Somewhere around pushing me through that little too hard. And potentially risking myself not being able to defend against the next guy I was trying to do something. Coming in and show up to do it. We'll have a look at guys coming in. And that's Kawazuri from Kawazuri. He's running that maybe special guy the dropless. A big flower. Rusty Max. He's still battling with this guy. He's not open. He's really not open. Got to say, he is able to make this move back on the medium compound tyres. Then you've got to argue that he should have really still got Ramsey up. There's still any opportunity for those moving around to find their form, find a line of move up but this will be because most of the driving did we just lose Nico from this one? I think we may well have done really. Right, we have lost Nico and we've lost Joe. So that looks still be valuable. Last place was 7 laps ago. Newton is just ahead of him. 10.1 behind the group, but that's the Rusty Magnus, of course, running in second. Who was that side of the road? Who was that? Anyway, how was it? In third place, trying to chase down Rusty Magnus. The person doing all of the chasing it's Toto Wolff. He's currently running in fourth, but look here. Boomshanker. That's Colin in fifth. That's the battle for third up ahead of him. And this guy was in that position last week. And you could bet your bottom dollar or cent or dime that this guy right here, Colin, will be high up another third potential car position. He goes to Toto Wolff at the back end of the car. She wants to throw him unceremoniously into the ground. He's like, control it. So Colin is in fifth. See that back there, just opening up Toto just ahead of him. And that orange dot in the distance. That's Kawazuri and Kawazuri as they head up to the fourth through to the around Coca-Cola they go. Final half hour of this race. There is about 15 as a chase on ahead. Sees a cone on a there. That is Kawazuri in second. Rusty Maggot's now back in third. So Kawazuri has made that move on Rusty Maggot the third place. That is Toto Wolff, not the winner. He is all over the back of Rusty Maggot right now, and there doesn't seem to be much that Rusty Maggot can do to arrest the snag down the river. And this is actually calm for the other week when this time it's this is commentators, guys, for allowing to say so Total Wolff looking for that opportunity. Good exit out here could be opportunity number one. The grip on those wheels has been so well to get the power that goes around it and all goes something on my tails. That's a politically something. Total Wolff. So Colin up into P4. This was very swift, very easy, very swift overtake. Serves is Hamilton up to the chicane door. So Colin T24 is now in fourth. Is there another third place over? While it's professional, it's the change up for assistant champion in third. We're going to start with the championship order. Is it on the that is magical. Plays out running here with none start offset behind he is exactly behind the Truth Serum. He is 1 second behind Orana, the Bullet from France. 8.8 seconds down the road from Toto Wolff. Now chasing down Rusty Maggott. And there we have it again. Oh, looking, just looking. Got that fight. So up the inside he goes. Colin up into P3. But Colin is indeed up into P3. Makes that move stick. You can see from the he does take third weight spot on the podium. His next target actually, so just wait. We're moving into the last half hour of this race, and it's not set in stone until the race. As Toto Wolff, not the real one, also getting around Rusty Maggott. Having seen that move being done, didn't expect that to happen right to the point. It's actually been done before when it's turn right. So really, Rusty Maggott is in fifth now. His next hole on the road is first. Kawazuri just gave him the Colin from Toto Wolff and then ish. You can't handle truth is up into 6. Drop past you, and it's holding you up now, sending you back potentially to the lovely arms of Gary. And he in turn has been challenged by Kaiser. So essentially, these are the battles we've got. We've got this battle on, which is Rusty Maggie's Tozo Wolf Colin and Jazz Gary. And then you come back here and you go on board with look at that battle. That's 8th ahead of him. That's 7th ahead of him. That's 6th ahead of him. So, still on to play for. Into what will be the essential one very soon. And your racing leader in hybrid team hybrid is Kawazuri. There is just a fighting on sticking with that battle. This fight is going to go to a very well. There's a little bit of involved. He'll really want to involve in this thing. 1 second. Can he just eke it? It's going to be really good also. There is Rusty Nuggets. That's Colin, who was in the top 3, is no longer in the top 3. He's dropped down at that order, which has allowed Rusty Nuggets back up into top 4. Really good trend that one. And 10, 15 minutes ago, it was all looking very, very rosy because he was in the lead of this race and his championship rival way down the order. Not anymore, Bucko. And here comes the truth serum to make the move on Colin. Up into 5th he goes. Under braking into turn 1. Does he hold it? He does not. Colin with the old switcheroo. And he pulls that move on. The truth is, Colin, they lied to you, boy. He's put up. Holds on. But all the time that Colin is battling the truth behind, he's not chasing. He's chasing. Not at any point successful. Nürburgring 7 is. So, Kaizan, can he make a move on him? Is this the time for him to be looking for that move? Or does he hang on a little bit? Does he sit in behind them, keep on those acts in, wait for the opportune moment to make the moves, where there's less chance? For me, I think there is that. For me, it should have been. Now he's getting involved with 20 minutes in this race. A little more than 8 or 9 laps of this race, and the truth has come alive. 5.1 seconds to Rusty Maggots, and they're running in fourth. He's holding on actually in those medium tires. On those medium tires, the wheels are holding. How do you feel? So your fastest lap in B1. Now, I don't think I'm pretty much to this one. I think it was a 5.4. This guy here could have won. Shake. He's down in 8 5.4. Such a close difference between the fastest guy and the second. That's something. It's not the other way. No way. So Carol is still holding on for just gaming. It's 2 team on the back. And Toto Wolf's not the real one, still holding on in third. And Rusty Maggots still desperately clinging on to that top 3 in fourth. Now, his ideal scenario, of course, is that he stays there, and then Kawazuri just gave him Toto have some kind of shenanigan of sorts between now and 2 hours to give him a podium position. Because the last thing he wants at the moment is to be being chased down by the guy who is currently never win the top of the championship. That is the line. Street has done 57.692. Rusty Maggots on those mediums can only manage 58.1, 58.5, 92, which means the truth is catching. He's not catching at a rapid rate, but he's catching. And there is still time for the truth to make the move on his team. You wonder if there's also a team where you guys are both in there on too much. Or side by side. I can't imagine that's the case because I can't. No, I lie. If we've got 2 teams and I've got luck of course you've got to tell the others about each other and one off the other. In this kind of scenario though, where it's every man for themselves, you surely are not giving team orders to these guys saying, don't bail it out, good luck. You're like, go for it, lads. Maybe not like that. Rusty Maggots is in fourth and holding on about 2.1 seconds. Let's get to the other end of the business. Magic Cook over 2 Newton holding on in 10th, not getting the performance out of that Aston Martin. I think people like to not finding the significance. Despite the fact that he's not on 57 sevens, but he hasn't done it consistently enough to Colin had absolute nightmare. He was up into third, taking some damage, all gone horribly wrong. And there he is now. Disappointing game from the heroics. Riding through the field, somewhat started riding his way through that field to get himself into the top 3. Boom! Goes new passenger Kurama. He is in 8.55 seconds. Not actually closing, so despite he's not really demonstrating that at all, and I'm actually a little bit concerned. Here's a battle for 7. He's a nuke, and he's right on the back of Kaizen. And as much as I want to see an overtake, I do not want to see an overtake on John Kaizen. One of my drivers, man. Kaizen. Early doors, it's not like Kaizen are going to be there or thereabouts with Champions League. Season progressed, not able, and this is not a slight on them, it's a credit to Rusty Magnus and the truth. We really have had some phenomenal runs over the course of this season. Of course, we're now on race number 6. 10 races this season. Next week, drop round week next week, so you'll race and then you take your worst performance. Chris will take your worst performance, put it in a book. Numbers, there'll be numbers you're using to chase down whatever tournament you are. And I'm really sincere. Missing it was so disappointing to see 8 drivers only in D1. That can't be fun for you guys. When you start a racing we've still got 4 races to go. The championship's not over. And we're already down to half size levels. Now we know there's 1 or 2 who are losing. The fact that last year was D1 reserves just to get anybody in one. Really, I think I could do this. So Kaizen, unlike their pressure for the Nürburgring was ready to score thus far. But this is the battle I want to win. This is the truth on Rusty Magnus. This essentially is for the lead of the championship. Because they're both currently sitting on 17. Whoever these two crosses the line first, will have those bragging rights. Here we go, another good run on Rusty Magnus. not really the place to make the overtake. You see it's happening. Then they go round this one, and this run as they go round Dunlop. Get a little run on top of the hill here. Not close enough there. And round the left hand they go. And this is the centre of the road. Shoot up there. Up the hill. Little crest. Bobs it out. Right, this is where you need the exit. Get that power down. Try and keep the back end under check. Literally, the back end there goes a little bit almost to here. Actually, there. And when that back end just hits out like a mad twirl. That was a great exit for the chicane. And the truth makes the move past Rusty Maggots. And with those softer, easier to cope with compound tyres, up the order he goes. In fact, it spells disaster for Rusty Maggots. Move is done, moving on. So the truth is currently now into 4. Can Rusty Maggots hold on? I do that's the case, but quite sad. Over Rusty Maggots, that battle was going on for so long. Kaizan's now involved, and the truth is the start. It's something like this, not the other here. Kaizan does. Rusty Maggots. Kawasari still leads from Total Wolf. He is just a little bit that's why there's just Gable right up to one and trying to find that way there he goes up the inside. Can he hold this? Was Toto Wolff. Now he's got the inside line. See, hang on. Little touch. Now, for me, that looked as though Toto Wolff's back end just stamped out a little bit. Caught just Gable. If that's the case, it's basically it's going to be. But, let's see if we can work out what. I don't know, for me it looked as though the back end just stepped out and caught just gave the back of the case. It's unfortunate, it's not and remember folks, you know, while there might be some there might be a number of evidence if there was anything else. So the truth is in third now. Toto Wolff holding on for second for lap 58 as the clock ticks down to the magic 2 hour. Rusty Maggots desperately trying to hold on. And Kaizan now, he wants a bite at 5th place. Kurama is going to get the safe and sound state. Kurama's going to get that. I think see that we can't. That's not going to be safe. I mean, let's face it, 55.4 to the Division 2. I mean, that's faster than most of the cars. So here we go, Kaizan is really close to the back. Though Nuke's also involved here. So still all to play for outside that top. And Kawasari, I think, secure this for himself. Kaizan having a look up the inside, you've got to make that move. He gets that move done, and Rusty Maggots loses another place. Does he get a run back on Kaizan? Well, no, Kaizan's taken 4th. So being dropped down there, I mean, he was down at 10th for so much of this race, but all of a sudden, it's just opened up for him. And Nuke makes the move around Rusty Maggots as well. So it's really crazy. Lost for the Rustlers of the Maggots, and Nuke just better traction on those soft compound tires and through who goes. So fourth, that's fifth, that's sixth. That's Kaizen, that's Newt, and that's Rusty Maggot. And behind Rusty Maggot, having another go, and this is the second time he's made the overtake, although last time it was for the top 3. There is Just Gaming. 5 minutes left of this 2-hour endurance race here at Nürburgring. And we're on lap 59. Just Gaming comes through. Excuse me, tank slapper. Another tank slapper. And Rusty Maggot still holding on. This is a valiant fight. But he's fighting from a position of weakness with the tyres. They're just not giving him what he wants. If he had soft tyres on Rusty Maggot, he would be absolutely tearing through this guy. But he just doesn't have that grip. You can tell he wants it, you can tell that he knows what to do with it. But the car is just not giving him the grip that he wants. And starting with soft compound tyres does not work. There is Kuwa, my fastest on the road. He's just ensuring ahead. Colin was in third, couldn't stay there, made an error. Cost himself some time, he's a little right behind. Newton is 1.5 seconds. Magic on lap 59, there's your race there, 1.6 seconds. And we'll come round to complete what will be done. Starting lap 60. Look at that. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. All right next to each other. We are 2 hours. 2 hours, guys, into this race. And the top 7 are separated by just 7 seconds. You couldn't write this story if you were writing. In fact, this could be more action than the laboratory. Yeah, I think Kawazuri. I think the fact that everybody else is concerned about what's going on means Kawazuri can kind of relax, to be fair. It's quite low to terrible. The truth is still near second quite easily. Kaizen, and I've got to say, I know he's got no problem, he's going to be a little bit hard. He was in 10th for large swathes of race. There are only 11 drivers in the race. And just go over the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes, he's just cranked that up a notch and ploughed his way through the field up into 4th. There is Newt, he's in 5th. He's 1.6 seconds on the side. So I think the top 3 battles are going to touch on the just game did get past to no avail. That's but this is still can Kaizen close this 8-9 tenths to the close to Toto. Kawazuri's had a problem. You were saying, Sharky? Here comes Toto Wolff, and he's got to run on Kawazuri as they start what would be the last lap 61. And all of a sudden, Toto Wolff, not the real one, might have to be called the real Toto Wolff today. And this battle is on, absolutely on as we head into the last lap of the race. Let's watch from this point here, because you can see up ahead. I don't think Kaizen's going to get involved. This is the battle for the top 3. We're on lap 61 of this 2-hour race. So would I. But do you know what, Sharky? I had a feeling today was going to be a huge the last couple of weeks has been really bad. I actually thought we didn't rather move that. With that crazy pace, like these guys, to put this in. But to be racing like this, last lap of the race, and literally any one of these 3 can nick it. And Kaizen now, So just a few corners left to go. Through the Schumacher as they go. That's a great run. All three of them, but the truth just having the edge. And look at that, Toto Wolff defending from the truth. Kawazuri defending from Toto Wolff. Kaizen now involved in this battle because they're all just bunching each other up. I think Kawazuri's now done enough. He's ahead far enough now for Toto Wolff to catch him. It is still all to race for. Or have they all resigned themselves to the fact that under braking they're all going to get a little tap here and there, which wouldn't make it very different. Look at this. Into the final chicane they go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell the people what they saw. They saw an amazing race as we watch Kawazuri round the final corner. He will cross the line and take the checkered flag from Toto Wolff, not the real one. The True Serum in third. Kaizen in fourth. Cascade in fifth. Nuke in sixth. Rusty Magnus in seventh. They crossed the line so quickly. I can't get through quick enough. How close was that? 6.2 seconds separating the top 7 drivers after 2 hours. 2 hours of racing here at the Nürburgring. And you don't get this shit anywhere else but right here. GT Champions Division 2. Screw Division 1. No, you know what? Don't. Yeah, watch Shark then come and watch this. This is where it is. Newton home in 8th. Kurama home in 9th. But super quick lap for him. He'll get that fastest lap point. Then Colin, my sweet baby Jesus, that was good. But there's your winner. Kawazuri takes home the big fat trophy with his big name written all over the front of it. So, whew, that was far too much excitement for 3:36 a.m. here in the UK. But let's do this shit. So Kawazuri wins. Best lap was a 56.222. Holds on from Toto Wolff, not the real one. The True Serum, another podium for him. That's 2 in 2 weeks for the Truth. And again, do you know what? When the Truth pulled into the laps, oh, you haven't let me finish doing the thingy. What are you doing, man? I'm going to say anyway. When the Truth pulled into the pits to repair damage at the end of lap 2, I think it was, and was last. No, I don't think anyone, even the Truth, was expecting that we were going to be having this kind of race at the end. Just freaking well. Right, I need to go and get some drivers to speak to because that was awesome. So do talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back very shortly with some very tired drivers. Holy shitballs. That's what I've got to say, man. Holy shitballs, that last lap. Right, we'll guys, let's not discuss Kurama on the broadcast. Let's let anything that's happened with Kurama get dealt with by those that need to deal with it, because we've got to talk about what is probably the finest last lap I've ever watched in any race ever in the history of GT7. What a finish that was, guys.
Like I said, anyone could have won that, It's that last laps. I thought I overfueled in my pit window, then watching everyone make mistakes around me and just the ball started kicking off. It's like, hang on, I've got a chance here.
It's really weird because when it got towards the end of that lap, I actually thought genuinely you were just out of the that kind of top 3, and it was done for you. And then all of a sudden, you're back in it again. I'm genuinely, I'm not often just speechless. I'm genuinely speechless of just how good that last lap was. I mean, you were separated in the end. The top 7 was separated by 6.2 seconds.
Yeah, goodness. Mate, that was absolutely a brilliant race, and well done podium finishers. Truth, Silver and Kozuri, well done brothers, well done guys.
I didn't get podium. It was Toto. I'm just here to celebrate with my boy Kawa. Because honestly, what a great race from my teammate at High Free.
It was fabulous, wasn't it?
Yeah, honestly, because like I know that like when it comes to championship, I was done for. So I know and I know Kawa is pretty close to there. So that's why I was defending as hard as I potentially can, no matter who was behind me. If it wasn't Kawa, I'm gonna make it difficult for you.
Yeah, that's what good teammates do, you know. In other things I've raced in, I've had to play that role to help him win a championship, like hold even championship leaders back from the guy that's coming second, who just happens to be a teammate. But so you're basically playing Sergio Perez role there.
I really did. I really did. Hey, Kawa, good stuff from you, mate, as well to keep in the pace.
Well done, Kawa.
That was interesting. I can't believe, we did that. That was a long fucking race. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I couldn't believe that I was in the mix because I had to pit for damage because Parama caused me some damage. So I pitted for damage, and then I came all the way back, and I was like, "What am I doing here?" And then I was in this battle at the end, and I was trying to figure out like blah blah blah, and the cars were going everywhere. And at one point, I bumped Toto, and I feel bad like it wasn't. I don't think it's anything reportable, but like, and I redressed as well, but it slowed him down like a tad. So, anyways. But we were so close, there were cars flying everywhere. I felt like, in the movie Fast and Furious, like,
Yeah.
Do you know, I did talk about it at the end actually, in truth, because you went in early and you were way back, and while you were way back, there was Rusty disappearing off into the distance, and I'm thinking this is a big turning point in the championship at that stage, because you're both sitting at the top on 72 points. He's disappearing off into the sunset, and you're falling back into oblivion. And then I don't know, it was sort of the last. It wasn't until the sort of last 15, 20 minutes of that race that the pace just ramped right up, and then you just really closed up in that sort of top 7, and it just became a right battle up there.
like literally, I had a baseball cap on, and at one point I looked at the gap to the front, and I literally threw my baseball cap up. I said, "It's time to go." Like, if I fly off the track, I fly off the track.
You literally pulled a Lewis Hamilton. It's hammer time.
Yeah, good job.
If he pulled a Lewis Hamilton, he would have stamped his feet and cried like a baby.
I was like down in 10 as well, fighting Truth as well, and I had to press the go button when I knew I had enough fuel, because with this Aston Martin, it's the very first time to drop on fuel, so you got to do the fuel saving in the first stint, then refuel. Before I could get away a bit of overfueling, I was like, dang, I'm in trouble here, but now I just have to keep it on track, stay consistent, stay behind you, and wait for others to make mistakes, and here I am, almost a podium.
Yeah, you were driving really fast because I don't even know how you caught up to it.
Yeah. Look, that sector 1 was good for me. I was really good at sector 1, but every else wasn't working for me. But that chicane is an absolute pain in this car.
Complete opposite. I was completely horrible in sector 1, and then everywhere else I just found a lot of pace. Like the Schumacher S's.
Yeah, that's it.
That's where I made like a lot of my time, because I just was great on those curves. But
Yeah, you have to.
all I'm saying is, if my defense.
Oh, have we lost him?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I suppose it could have been worse. It could have happened in the race. So guys, I mean, this looks different for the championship now, of course, doesn't it? Because we've got Karama in, and I don't want to discuss the kind of anything that's going to be looked at by stewards, but there's going to be some controversy, obviously. And he comes in with a big reputation. There's no two ways about it, and he comes in with, and let's be fair, he comes in with his fastest lap was a 10th slower than Sharky, who won Division 1. So he's got some pace, but clearly there are some issues there that need to be looked at. But let's not go too much into it, but it does really open it up now in there, because it just demonstrates, actually, we discussed last week about the poor turnout in D1, and it was worse today. There was only 8 in D1 today, and how that we should we move people up, and I've actually changed my mind, because last week I was like, yeah, I think we should, but now I've just seen that, I think screw D1. This is where the racing's to be had, and this is where the best championship to be won.
Actually, part of my point of view, I actually gotta disagree with you on that, mainly because those are still drivers at the end of the day. They are there to race here. In my personal opinion, this is my opinion, so this isn't like official, of course.
Yeah.
I would say let's merge like D1 with another division that's currently struggling with attendance, and make it a mixed division race.
Yeah.
That would put everything into place when it comes to blue flags, when it comes to strategy polls and things like that. I think it would be pretty good, but I'd say this race, I'm glad that I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree with you that I think there was the idea banded around they might take D6 and put those into D1. I think that is a much better option now. Last week, I would have hands down gone, you lot can disappear and do D1 and race up there. But now, after seeing that, you lot absolutely stay here in D2. Let's get this done. Let's do this every week for the next 4 weeks, and let the guys from D6 go and join them in D1.
I'm happy for Toto, because Toto had an incredible race at Spa that wasn't broadcast, where I finished second, but he was beating me by 10 seconds, and then he disconnected on the last lap and lost his victory.
Oh man, yeah.
That's awesome that he finished second today. And I'm also happy for Kawazuri, because Kawazuri deserves to win a race. He's a very fast and good driver. He fights too firm but fair, and that's what you need, right? So.
Well, I mean, I remember when he came in, because he came in the Porsche Cup, because we hadn't seen him before that. He came in the Porsche Cup, and he came in on fire. He wasn't one of those drivers that kind of ramps up to the pace. From the moment he started qualifying in the Porsche Cup, he was on it. Right. But that's what you want to see. I mean, that is the sort of racing you want to see every week. That kind of close. And it's not often you have a race that lasts 2 hours where the top 7 are still within 6.2 seconds of each other. You normally have to watch F1 to get something like that, and even then they're not really that close either. So that was phenomenal, guys. Yeah, no, guys, genuinely, that was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And this is for you guys, because that blew me away. But listen, it is 10 to 4 in the morning, and I've got to try and find some way to burn off this adrenaline now. Thanks for that. No, guys, awesome race, and yeah, I don't know about that. I'm an old man; it'll probably kill me. Guys, I will see you next week. I genuinely can't wait till next week now. I cannot wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Dennis.
People would do it around this sort of time in the middle of the night, especially with people that are at, like, no offense, but like at your age, where they're like would rather relax, watch TV, or just go to sleep at night. You know what I mean?
I'm not a normal old man, to be fair.
Like, we really appreciate you as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next week.
Right, see you guys, thank you.
So there we have it. Well, there's not much more you can say than what an absolutely phenomenal finish to that race. Just speechless. Just 6.2 seconds separated those top 7 there, and I defy you to go through any of the broadcasts that you see of some of these races on GT7 and find anything quite as close and quite as exciting after 2 hours as that. And I wouldn't be surprised if half my house had been woken up by me shouting my excitement. It was absolutely brilliant. But all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. I've been Adam Pirate. This has been the GT Champions World Cup Season 5, round number 6 extravaganza from the Nürburgring in Germany in the Aston Martin, and it's been emotional.